Hey Tiffany,
Hey, Kat.
how you doing?
Uh, I'm okay.
Yeah,
I'm packing for a week-long trip to the Netherlands, which will be fun.
one of the most green and sustainable countries in the world. I should probably have science to back that up, but it's my understanding is because they love bicycling so much.
Right? That's the thing. Yeah, we have been watching some videos about the Netherlands, like YouTube videos, and I don't know about their sustainability factor, but I would imagine it's pretty good. Uh, but they just have so much figured out that we don't have in the US,
Yeah,
including like their zoning laws. It's weird, but their zoning laws are better, so they can actually have businesses like stores in the same areas as homes.
yeah,
So it makes your life just
walkable.
better,
Yeah, sustainable. Like
walkable,
again, you
better.
you can public transportation. You can
Yep. Yeah. So
yeah.
I'm pretty excited. I'll report back. But I
Okay,
do have a 5 hour layover in the Newark airport. So
not sustainable.
unsustainable.
Unsustainable. Yeah,
So yeah, I'm just gonna do my best. The most annoying thing is that it was supposed to be a direct flight, and then United sucks, and they just changed my
you know,
flight.
airlines right now. I feel like horror stories galore traveling. I mean, that's the one thing that's really keeping me from traveling more is that it's like it just turns into an ordeal now because they're just like, well, we can't really sustain this flight, so we're just gonna cancel it and move you all
Right.
onto like it's just like just be honest up front and just do one flight a day, you know.
Yeah, I
But it would
know.
probably make prices like $1 billion.
Oh,
So
maybe. Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. So, anyway, welcome everybody.
Yes, welcome to Greening Up My Act, podcast where we talk about why flying internationally. No, I'm just kidding. Uh, This is a podcast where we debunk what we call green hooey, which is marketing blather that makes something look more sustainable, eco-friendly, or good for you than it actually is.
Natural. Yeah.
Natural, yes. Green hooey, yes.
Yes.
Biodegradable.
And yeah, and we do all the research that you don't have time to do.
Yep.
So,
Let you know
because
if it
none of
actually
us.
works and if it's actually real. The for real, for real.
Yes. And yeah, if it's affordable, functional, all of these things, those are
Yeah,
the ones that we recommend.
yeah,
So, we go through each product and we kind of like take a deep dive into it and rate them from 1 to 5 granolas, and
yep,
the crunchier the better.
yep.
So it goes from soggy to break your tooth off. So we're out here looking for some to identify the soggy products, but mostly trying to like find some break your tooth off products to
100%.
recommend to everybody.
And that we use ourselves.
Yes.
Because we are not just greening up your act, we're also greening up our act.
Yeah, in the process, because we ain't perfect.
No.
Oh, and one thing I wanted to say that I thought about in the shower the other day,
Yeah.
which I feel like these thoughts will just come to me as we continue to
Yes.
record this. This is a no shame zone.
No.
So I want to make sure that I don't ever like shame myself, and you don't ever shame yourself, and listeners don't ever shame themselves for like decisions they're making, because
100%.
everyone has to do what they have to
Yeah.
do.
And sometimes it's just using the product you know works and you've had it
Yes.
forever. And also like sometimes it's better to finish a product that maybe doesn't work great for you than buying a new one and
Totally.
throwing
Yep.
something away that, yeah.
Yeah. And if you have to like throw out, if you have a kid, for example, and you have to
Hmm.
throw out like a ton of food that you just didn't use because you're trying, but you didn't do it, then like it's okay.
Yeah.
It's
These
okay.
things happen.
Yeah.
We're just trying to find ways to work around the damage that we could do without, I mean, we could all just join communes and not use energy, yeah, but
Yeah.
that's also not sustainable, So trying to find that balance for
Yeah.
sure
And
without
that's
shame.
what, yeah. And that's like kind of why we're here, is to figure out what's affordable and easy to use and manageable in your life, and
Yeah.
products that actually are more eco friendly.
Yeah.
So yeah, just no shame for anybody.
And non-toxic. And that's a major one too. Is
Yes,
doesn't We're not going
totally.
to hurt ourselves or the people who make
Totally.
it.
Totally.
And so that is going to lead us into this week. We're talking about homemade glass cleaner.
Boo-hoo.
DIY.
Okay. Okay, I'm excited about this one
Cool.
because I have tried it in the past, but I haven't had a whole lot of luck.
Okay, fair. Well, I mean, I think y- uh, Windex is probably the glass cleaner we all know and love.
Yes.
And I said something in our thing about bleach that I should probably take back. My mother always told me growing up, you can't use Windex and bleach at the same time because the ammonia
Oh,
mixes with
yes, I
the
remember
bleach.
being like, "What?"
Yeah, but the thing is that most Windex doesn't have ammonia in it anymore, which we'll get to later
Oh,
in the
but it
episode. So
used
just
to?
FYI, I still wouldn't use them together in the same room just because I just feel like mixing fumes. Period. And we'll get into that in this episode too. Just don't do it.
Right. So, did it used to have ammonia, but not anymore?
Yes,
Ah.
up until 2006.
Oh, okay. So, how are you supposed to know?
I know, well into my adulthood.
Exactly.
When I'm never supposed to change my mind again after the age of 22.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
it was too late. But yeah, so anyway, that just so you know, but it's still, I mean, we'll get into some of this and talk about it. But so I have stories about Windex. Do you have stories about, other than my mom telling me not to use it with bleach? Do you have stories about Windex or?
No, other than, the, like, My Big Fat Greek Wedding where he puts it
Yes.
on.
Yeah.
Is that dating me?
No, because
That's a
I'm
pretty
even
old
older.
movie at
It's
this
a great
point.
movie, though. I know. Did
It
we see the
is.
second one? I didn't see the second one.
I don't think so.
No, about that Windex featured highly. They probably sponsored it.
Probably, let's be
I do want to
honest.
say, don't use Windex on your skin. That's something I got.
Yeah, it doesn't really work on your what was it,
No, an
pimples or something?
acne. Yeah, but also it could be caustic. So
Well,
yeah, some places recommended using gloves when you use it. So
oh, interesting.
yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, my story about Windex is that I worked at a movie theater in high school. And when you start out at the movie theater, they start you in the concession stand. And every night you have to clean that popcorn machine entirely. Like every bit of gross fake butter has to be out of it. And the
Holy
way that
shit.
you do it was you use Windex.
Mhm.
So it was like a half a bottle of Windex at least to get those windows clean and all the parts. And you would soak like, the mechanism in hot water and get all the butter off. But Windex, you cleaned everything in Windex, everything in the movie theater. You cleaned with Windex,
Wow.
everything.
So, I'm imagining you just having your head inside this glass cage spraying
Yes.
Windex.
Yes.
Okay.
And
That
so
sounds good.
the thing I'm wondering now, after some of these studies I read for this, was this worse for me than the cigarettes that my stupid ass boyfriend at the time smoked at Denny's after our shifts were over? I'm wondering if I did
Possibly.
more
I don't know.
damage to my lungs cleaning the popcorn machine than he did with
Whoa.
his Marlboros. So we'll get to
Interesting.
that.
Back when you could smoke at Denny's.
I know, my God.
Back when Denny's existed. No, I
Back
think
when
they're
you
still
could
around.
get secondhand smoke from your moons over my
This
hammy.
makes us sound like we are so old. We're not that old,
We're
okay?
not, and we're kind of old.
I'm 34.
Not,
Doesn't matter.
I'm 40.
Oh, there you go.
We
See?
want a wide swath of age differences.
Yeah, we're young at heart.
Yeah, yeah, old enough to know better, but still young enough to make stupid decisions.
Exactly.
Yes. So okay, now I'm just gonna go through. Now that you know that's my tease for you. Is this worse for me than smoking as many cigarettes as my boyfriend did when I was 17?
Wow.
So my sources: the Environmental Working Group, which I think their website ewg.org has been kind of our go-to for a lot of these things.
Mhm.
I also used Wikipedia this week just for a little one-off. That's actually where I got the
Interesting.
fact about Windex not using ammonia in their main formula since 2006.
Okay.
I went to poison.org, which is not actually the National Poison Control, but they are a group trying to work against poisoning in the home.
Interesting.
Yeah,
Yeah, I am always skeptical, but
yeah,
also appreciative. It's like
yeah,
a double-edged sword, but yeah.
yeah. Reuters had an article
Okay.
on asthma and cleaning products. LPT Medical had a blog about cleaning products damaging your lungs. There was a link from that blog to a defunct article from a Harvard study, and then also a study in Newsweek about an article in Newsweek about a Norwegian study on cleaning products and how they can harm your lungs.
Mm.
And then I got some information on, and this is going to give it away, but using this formula for window washing fluid from Zenith Auto Glass, their blog.
Okay.
And there was I don't know about this blog that I looked at talking about Windex, and basically they just touted SC Johnson's sustainability report from 2013. Probably
Oh,
not. I just wanted to use it anyway, but it not probably not a really good. It seemed pretty biased.
that's so interesting. Okay.
Yeah. Classaction.org,
Hmm.
the Green Matters blog, and housedigest.com
Nice.
for some advice on the DIY aspect. So,
Okay.
yeah,
You looked at a lot of things.
I did. Okay, this I'm just going to admit this was really hard, and I think I had the same problem you had when looking at bleach. I couldn't find any proof anywhere that the way Windex is manufactured is bad for the environment. I couldn't
Okay.
find, but it does have similar makings to bleach in the sense that it's chemicals put together in a factory that certainly does, and and they add dye and they add, I mean, these are caustic chemicals. So there's no
Right.
way that it's not bad in some way, but I couldn't find anything giving me a step by step about why it's bad.
Okay. So just because it doesn't exist doesn't mean it's
Doesn't
not
mean it's true. Right.
true, but it is hard. Yeah, that's really hard. Okay. Someone needs to do that research.
I know. Well, and come out with it openly.
Right.
In terms of usage, the EWG index gives most Windex products D's and C's.
Okay.
There were a few which interested me that got B's.
Hmm.
The citrus fresh scent, the multi-surface disinfectant cleaner that was called Glade Rain Shower, and the Windex multi-surface lavender,
Those all
which
got beat.
they all got B's,
Huh.
which I was fascinated by because they have all these fragrances in
Yeah,
them.
I was like, that sounds like something that wouldn't, but
Yeah. So they're less scary than original glass cleaner and the outdoor multi-surface both got D's. The original glass wipes and cleaner concentrate refill both get F's,
oh.
which is interesting because the concentrated refill means you're mixing it with water, but that thing on its own is worse than the original glass cleaner. Like,
Right. It makes sense, but it's also that kind of
yeah.
sucks because it's like if you are going to use that,
Yeah.
then that is the more sustainable route to not
Yes.
buy a new plastic bottle every time.
Yeah.
Hmm.
The Windex cleaner with vinegar got a C.
Hmm.
So, but they rated the D for Windex Original because it has some concern for both asthma and skin allergies and irritation. Again, caustic chemicals. It's ranked lower due to poor. They don't disclose anything, and that's what I'm getting to. Is you can't figure it out. It may cause aquatic toxicity like bleach, and chronic aquatic toxicity, which we talked about. Bleach does, right?
Mm-hmm.
But there's no disclosures on it. So SC Johnson holds their cards really close to their chest.
Oh.
Yeah.
So does that mean you can't figure out what's in it?
Not necessarily. You can find out what's in it. The issue is that how it's made is kind of obscured.
Oh.
And also, they don't really disclose if those products, like, there aren't necessarily studies that on the nose say, yeah, this Windex thing is bad, right?
Gotcha.
Okay. Now we get into kind of this other research that I got. So, the Reuters story that I read was a report that cleaning products used in offices and hospitals, so not in the home, and they didn't list specific cleaning products. Is the other thing, but
Yeah.
but industrial strength cleaning products can cause asthma symptoms to worsen. Again, they didn't say if Windex was one of these. So cleaning products are bad for you. Okay, why? Which they just can cause asthma. Now,
Right.
the LPT medical blog that I read went into those two studies, one from Harvard and one from Norway, a Norwegian university, Bergen University, I believe. And they said that cleaning products can cause irritation and inflammation of the respiratory tract, and that this may cause headaches, nausea, and even stomach pain due to inhaling things that inflame your lungs.
Okay.
Again, ammonia is particularly caustic, and the damage is irreversible, which is why Windex took it out.
Oh, wow. I didn't know that.
Yeah. So the study from Harvard, which I didn't get to read again because the link was broken, but they quoted it as saying that they found a correlation between using chemical cleaners and COPD, which is like the big
Uh-huh.
lung disease. If you just use once per week, you had a 32% higher risk of developing COPD.
What?
Yeah.
Wait, who was this from?
Harvard.
Oh, okay.
Chronic obstructive pulmonary disease, right?
Damn. Once per week? What about
Yes.
people at that freaking movie theater? Or
I
I
know,
used to be
right?
a housekeeper also when I
Yeah.
was in my teens, and oh boy, did we ever suck down those fumes.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you didn't use a mask, and even then, a mask might have a permeable layer that, you know. Well, the study from the University of Bergen in Norway tracked 6,000 subjects, most of them women, for 20 years. And they found that women who used chemical cleaning solutions had poorer respiratory function than those who didn't, obviously. And it was roughly equivalent to smoking several packs of cigarettes a day.
What?
Yeah.
Several packs?
Yes. Now, they did include men in the study, and this is what makes me so like angry. They didn't find the same evidence in their male subjects, probably because men just don't clean as much and they
Oh my
don't
god.
use as many cleaning products as women.
Wait, hold on. So the study was just looking at people living their everyday lives, or they
Yep.
were supposed to go home and like use all these cleaners?
No, it was what they
Oh.
normally do. It was self-reported.
Oh
Here's the
my
cleaning products I
Christ.
use. And so again, we're pulling this double load of like doing all the cleaning. But not only that, but we're the ones dying from it, right? Getting sick from it.
Whoa.
So it's I was like,
Okay, that's mind blowing.
yeah.
I literally never made that connection, even though I know all these things
Yeah.
about, or like believe all these things about these cleaners.
Yeah.
Whoa. Whoa.
Yeah. So again, they didn't list Windex as a specific thing. The chemicals that they said were the most harmful or most likely to cause COPD were bleach, our favorite,
Oh,
chlorine bleach, and things called quaternary ammonium compounds or quats. And again, that's ammonia and its friends.
okay.
And then other things in there may be irritants that are volatile organic compounds, so air
Mm-hmm.
pollutants. You can check your cleaning product specifically for the list of stuff. Know that quote unquote fragrance may be one of them, but because they don't have to list what fragrance is, green hooey, you'll never know if it's got the quats in it or like. So anyway, that's anything
Oh.
with fragrance listed in it probably listed as suspect
Yeah, that's what I've found, like, so far.
because that's the
A
thing they can
product can
get
be
around
perfectly good except for the version that has, like,
a smell.
citrus bergamot in it or
Yes.
something.
Yeah, exactly.
Wow.
So, one of the things that came out of this wonderful blog from the LPT medical blog that I read was the EPA Safer Choice products that
Mhm.
lists safer, again, cleaning products. If you go search on their website, there's not a single product from Windex that comes up as okay.
Ah.
There were 39 glass cleaning products that come up under a safer choice on that site
Oh,
from the
wow.
EPA. So that's worth it. If you want to look there, we'll link that in the blog, or excuse me, in the show notes. And then also the Asthma and Allergy Foundation of America has an asthma and allergy friendly certification. You can look
Oh,
things
I've
up.
seen this. Yeah,
Yes.
I've totally seen this.
Windex doesn't come up. And the only thing they list for hard surface cleaning that's not a disinfectant is indust free.
Wait. Indust
E
free?
N D U S T, indust free.
Wait, isn't that a brand?
Yeah.
Indust?
Hmm.
So,
That's the only brand that came up on the certified asthma and allergy friendly from the
okay, so
AAF.
that brand Indust is okay for asthma.
Just that specific indust free product.
Oh,
Indust free for non disinfecting.
gotcha. Hmm.
So I'm not sure how good it is at giving you that streak free shine.
Okay. It's interesting what you say about bleach because I feel like well, I don't know this for sure, but it seems like bleach, if it's in a spray bottle, I don't like using it. If it's in like my laundry, I
Yeah,
will
you feel
still
better
use
about
it.
it. Yeah,
Yeah, but if it's like in the air, it
yeah.
just hurts your lungs. Like you
It
can actually
does.
feel it.
It does. Yeah, and you know it. Yeah. So don't
Hmm.
yeah, they so wear a mask, make sure everything's ventilated.
Yeah. It's the same for Windex too.
Yeah.
I don't know, it's in the air. Like you
Yeah.
know it's there.
And then not knowing exactly what it's doing is worse,
Mhm.
just assume. I mean, I hate to assume, but like,
But if there are DIY options that you found
right.
that are
Well,
good and
uh,
easy, then
I'm still so
okay.
so that poison.org, which is it's not the National Poison Control Center,
Yeah.
but they are a group working against poison. They were like, there are solvents and surfactants in Windex that make it toxic to eat. And I was like, duh. When you Google, is Windex
Interesting.
toxic? Everyone's like, don't ingest it. And I'm like, that's not what I'm asking.
Oh.
So don't drink your Windex. I know it looks like forbidden Gatorade, but don't
Yeah.
drink your frickin'. And then they also mention it may cause eye irritation, which also, duh. Don't spray it in your
Right.
eyes. Don't spray it on your skin. Don't spray it in your eyes. Okay. Then I was like, okay, so is producing Windex hazardous to the environment?
Mhm.
And this is where SC Johnson Wax seems to have a really good green hooey program going. I
Oh.
couldn't find, and I'm not going to say that I'm the best researcher in the world, but it is not easy to find. The only thing I could find was from SC Johnson's own sustainability report that they put out about all the ways that they're committed to sustainability. And it's like, we planted 4 trees. It wasn't like they're reduced, they do recycling and they do, but it wasn't specifically when we produce Windex, we take the wastewater and we treat it in a way
Aha.
that keeps it out of the water. They
Yeah, that's
didn't
what I
mention
wanna
that.
hear.
Yes.
Interesting.
Yeah. Take that with a grain of salt.
Yes, totally.
Now, another thing that you should know is that in May of 2020, a class action lawsuit in New York was filed against Windex because they had a label that said non-toxic, and this was found to be misleading. So from classaction.org, the suit was filed against Windex maker SC Johnson & Son Incorporated. The 14-page suit alleges that despite representations on the product's label that the cleaning solution is made with a, quote, non-toxic formula, end quote, Windex contains 2-hexoxyethanol, butoxypropanol, and acetic acid. That's vinegar, for the record.
Okay.
According to the suit, all 3 potentially harmful and toxic compounds can cause skin and eye irritation, while 2-hexoxyethanol has been linked to central nervous system depression and kidney failure. Surprise. The case
Holy
says
shit.
the presence of the apparently harmful compounds in Windex is only disclosed on the defendant's website. So, number 1, let's add non-toxic to our list of green hooey. And number
Yeah,
2,
right?
this is where, read the ingredients, but recognize that they don't have to disclose on the label what may cause you harm.
Wow.
And there may not be studies about it. So
Yeah, that's crazy. Wow. I mean, I like my kidneys to function.
I'm probably already, high school was just, I was apparently smoking 20 packs a day, working my, 3 hours at the movie theater, 6 times a week or whatever. So I'm screwed. And I'm sure the popcorn oil wasn't great for me either. So
Well, that's another story.
I did have a good time, but I saw a lot of movies for free. So that's Windex. Again, similar to what you found out at Bleach. I think it's not great for you. It's not good to inhale. You don't want to eat it. You don't want to drink it. You don't want it on your skin. It gets a B sometimes, but yeah.
Yeah, but sometimes it's like, yeah, but it's hard to say environmentally.
Yeah, maybe let's avoid it. So let's get to the DIY section. And this is probably what you have experience with. It's really easy. It's the recipe for homemade glass cleaner and surface cleaner. And it's not a disinfectant, but it can, cut down on some, well, it's a good cleaning, okay?
We can't claim that it's a disinfectant,
It's not a disinfectant, but it cuts down on bacteria and things a little bit, at least. Add half a cup of white vinegar to a gallon of water. Or you can use 2 tablespoons of vinegar into a quart of water.
Okay.
That's it. That is the recipe.
Interesting.
And you can also use it to replace your windshield washer fluid, which is also forbidden Gatorade Blue. And you need 1 part distilled white vinegar, not other vinegar, because if you use a vinegar like apple cider vinegar, it'll leave a streak. And then 3 parts of water. So you want to avoid the acidity that'll eat through your thing, but also the vinegar keeps it from freezing. You're going to need to adjust it if you live in a really cold place because, again, water freezes. Vinegar
Wow.
is an alcohol, so less likely to freeze. But yeah.
Oh. Whoa, my mind is blown right now. So you can just
Yeah.
literally throw it in your... I'm afraid to throw it in my windshield wiper thing.
I know.
But have you tried it?
I haven't done that one. I always forget because I always have like a gallon of windshield washer fluid somewhere, and like
I know.
some guy has bought it for me because he thinks I need it, and I'm like, "Wait, I wanted to use vinegar." So I also live in a place where it only freezes once a
Fair.
year and destroys the entire landscape, and then you
Right.
just go back like nothing happened.
Yeah.
So, but anyway, so does it work? This is the question. On Windows and things, and I have used it. Yes. Not like immediately as well as Windex, but it does work, all things considered. You may just have to use a little bit more. Other downside is your home will smell like vinegar. So you're going to have, like, a lot of people don't like that smell.
Yeah, Joe hates when I clean with
Yeah.
vinegar.
Yeah.
And I don't mind it. I don't love it, but I don't mind it because it goes away relatively quickly. But
Yeah.
I feel like I can't use vinegar stuff because he's like,
Yeah. It's like, it smells like a bad salad.
it's smelly.
Yeah. I mean, and again, I couldn't find anything that said, and I mean, obviously inhaling vinegar is probably, you probably don't want to huff it, but it's not as bad for you as those unpronounceable
Yeah.
ethanol things.
Which was interesting because wasn't it on the class action lawsuit that
Yeah, it
vinegar
had
was one of
vinegar
the.
in it, but the issue was that they didn't list that it can cause skin and eye irritation, which again, like, don't pour vinegar in your eyeballs. Feels pretty standard, you know? Just don't do it.
Okay, fair.
But yeah, another way to get around this is learn how to clean your freaking windows, kids. And this and mirrors. And so housedigest.com had a pretty good rundown. Number 1, spray down the mirror with your glass cleaner. Number 2, take a microfiber cloth and start in the top right corner, drag to the left and down, back to the right, do an S shape, like a serpentine S shape down the mirror, because it's better than a circular motion because you're not redepositing dust or dirt into already polished areas. Duh.
Okay.
But
You say duh, and I'm like,
I know, but I never did it. It's like, oh
yeah.
yeah, of course that makes sense. But then also, they recommend you should, instead of spraying directly onto the mirror itself, spray onto the cloth so you don't use
Uh-huh.
as much of the fluid. You can just add more. And then you can, they recommend, again, microfiber cloths, your unpaper towels, better than paper towels because they don't keep dust trapped in them, which means you can't redeposit it, or they don't release the dust again.
Right. Yeah, I feel like paper towels just they leave like little white
Yeah,
spots everywhere.
spots. The thing about, though, if you are using vinegar and paper towels, you can actually compost the paper towels with the vinegar.
Okay.
So, which you can't do with Windex,
Okay.
right? So, I mean, we should probably get like a compost expert to talk about that, but paper towels are generally compostable. And if you're using a natural, I know, natural, quote unquote, but vinegar is not going to leach into our groundwater and kill everyone, especially not in small amounts like that. So
Right.
it's probably fine.
Not that we're exaggerating by saying kill everyone.
No, we're all going to die for the record. And it's probably because bleach in our wastewater, but whatever.
At some point.
Yeah. Now, is it cost effective? So I looked it up, and you can get that gallon of Windex cleaner, not the concentrate, but the gallon for $18.50, right?
Mm-hmm.
You can get a gallon of distilled white vinegar for $15. That's 32 times as much, right? Because you're only using a half a cup to make a gallon of cleaner.
Right. I feel like to be honest, maybe I don't look at the price, but I feel like my vinegar, I get the huge one. I feel
Yeah.
like it's less than that, but
Mm-hmm. I mean, I was just looking up first. Now, we do need to we'll talk about that. It's cheaper.
okay.
Like, there's no way it's not cheaper. It's
Yeah.
definitely cheaper. Even if you're using a little bit more, it's cheaper. Okay. Vinegar can be caustic. That's the thing. Is it better for the environment or your home? Yeah, but
There's a but.
yep.
That's really makes me want to cry. It's fine.
No,
Go ahead.
don't worry.
No crying.
This is my favorite thing. So greenmatters.com says that vinegar is 100% natural, biodegradable, vegan, hypoallergenic, and non-toxic. Which I was like, cool, that was every green hooey marketing word I could think of.
Yeah.
And they link to a site called Clear Cause Cleaners. Vinegar itself is a clean, all natural product. That doesn't mean it's 100% safe in all instances, though. For example, when mixed with bleach, it can create a potentially deadly toxic chlorine gas, according to the spruce.
Okay.
So don't mix anything with bleach, basically, ever.
Yeah, really.
It's also acidic, so it can be harmful to the eyes and should be flushed thoroughly in case of contact. Okay, yes, it could probably eat through some of your surfaces. If you have like natural granite and things, be careful about, or, it can be
Yeah. I
acidic and drying. So
Right,
watch
I've
out for that.
heard that you're not supposed to spray it on your granite countertops, as
Yeah.
I've done that for the last, like, 2 years, and I was like, "Oh, well."
Well, they're just getting lower and lower every year. But again, maybe spraying it on the cloth so you're using less and just kind of wiping things up,
Yeah, there you go.
right? Now, the other thing is there's several ways to produce vinegar, and one of them is synthetic vinegar production. So these processes may include petroleum, ethyl alcohols synthesized from natural gas, meaning ethyl alcohol is basically what makes up, well, it's acetyl alcohol, but is one of the ingredients to vinegar. So they may be making the alcohol instead of from a fermentation process, because it's wine. It means sour wine. Literally, vin means wine and aigre means sour. So
Oh,
sour wine in French. There you go.
okay.
That's your linguistic lesson for the week. But it's sour wine. If it's made from a synthetic process, you could be getting natural gas or petroleum products.
Wow.
And the FDA doesn't require producers to indicate the source of the ethyl alcohol used in their vinegar.
What?
That means that's an increase in greenhouse gases and pollution. You want to look for vinegar that's produced naturally instead of synthetically, if they
Hot
disclose
damn.
it at all. Yes.
How are we supposed to know that? Because I get the cheap one, and
Yeah.
I just assumed it was all the
It's
same.
probably synthetic.
Damn it.
But, I get like the
Whoa, okay.
Heinz.
You
Well,
said
and maybe,
Heinz?
what? I didn't look it up. Yeah, the Heinz distilled vinegar, right? I'm just Googling it right now.
Yeah. So wait, you said that there are 2 processes. I literally I thought there was, like, I didn't actually, but in my mind, I just thought so little about where vinegar comes from that it's like it might as well come from a tap in the ground.
Right. Well, okay. So Heinz actually says on there, they have one of their things. The Heinz All Natural Promise. For more than 140 years, Heinz has maintained its simple vinegar recipe. Our distilled white vinegar is made only from corn and crystal clear water.
Okay. Still corn. Still corn. Oh my god,
I
everything
know.
goes
Or
back to, like,
apples. Sometimes
4
they use
things.
apples.
But isn't that apple cider vinegar? Or
Yeah,
is it
well,
different?
no. We can, yeah, I don't know.
Wow. Okay. Wow. Okay, this is really blowing my mind.
Yeah,
That's good to know. So Heinz is okay. I'll go get Heinz. It's still corn though, so it's kind of like
I know.
we don't think about this stuff. Wow.
But
But hey, better than oil.
notches above others, right? Now I'm getting into my granola rating. On our scale of 1 to 5 granolas, the crunchier the better. Again, we have soggy is the worst, sticky, chewy is kind of middle of the realm, crunchy is pretty good, break your tooth off is so good. You can't believe how good it is, and it's perfect, and it's everything that you want. So I gave this a crunchy
Okay.
because it's kind of hard to prove that regular Windex is really bad for you, the environment, or your home. So is it a good replacement? Probably. You might have to use more vinegar to clean stuff on a certain level, and it can still be caustic. So that's one thing.
Mhm.
Plus, you have to dig around to find vinegar that wasn't produced synthetically, although we just did. And apparently, unless Heinz is lying to us, and we're going to have another class action lawsuit somewhere. But vinegar is cheaper. It's easy to use. It does the job as long as you can make sure you get natural vinegar. So I gave it crunchy. It's not. I almost gave it a break your tooth off, but just because of that, not knowing where it comes from, I gave it a crunchy. The
Okay.
last thing I want to say about homemade glass cleaner or any
Mhm.
glass cleaner, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and everyone who identifies elsewise, please just don't swallow cleaning products. Just don't. Just don't do it, period. I don't care what they look like. Put down the Tide Pod.
Like no Tide Pods.
Do not wash that Tide Pod down with a hot glass of Windex. I can't imagine anything more disgusting than a hot glass of Windex.
Gross. Just
Okay,
been
so
sitting in the
that's
sun all day.
DIY glass cleaner for you.
Thank you. That's so interesting. So the one that I used way back in the day also had alcohol in it, like rubbing alcohol, I think.
Yeah.
But apparently that's not necessary.
No, I mean, because vinegar, again, it's wine. It has 5 to 8% alcohol in it.
Okay. So if you just drink a bunch of white vinegar,
Okay.
would you get drunk?
Uh, yeah, but you might completely burn the lining of your stomach.
Shucks.
That because it is caustic again.
Shucks. Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, not that I need to do that. I'm just
No,
asking
but I
for
mean
the
that's
19-year-olds.
it's a thing. It's a thing that definitely like really bad alcoholics who can't buy alcohol anymore will drink rubbing alcohol or drink vinegar
Oh,
or drink mouthwash or hairspray because they all have
horrible.
high alcohol contents and I mean it's bad. Um, that's the ravage of addiction right there.
Yeah. As we go down the saddest ending for a
I
podcast
know.
episode ever.
I don't know. Yeah, I do think it. I didn't think it could get worse after a hot glass of Windex, but I do feel a little bummed out. Well, maybe okay. Let's talk about happy things. What are we going to talk about next week?
Oh, good question.
Oh yeah, all-purpose cleaner.
Oh, okay. All-purpose cleaner.
And then you're doing dishwashing detergent, which is a big one I care about.
I know. I'm really excited about that episode.
Oh my gosh, only 3 more episodes left in this season.
I know, because we're doing seasons, which we forgot
Yes.
to mention so many times,
So
but
much, so much.
we're mentioning it now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we should maybe tease that season 2 is going to be about waste,
Yes.
also known as recycling is trash.
Love it. Yeah, we're gonna talk all about waste in the next season, so
Yeah.
it's gonna be great. Because I mean, come on, everyone's got so much waste these days. It's
Americans
really,
especially. We're known for it around the world.
yeah, it's really bad.
Yeah.
So we're gonna try to, no shame in it, but we're
No
gonna
shame.
try to fix some of the problems. So
Yes.
yeah. So all-purpose cleaner is gonna be kind of interesting. I wonder if I'll run into most of the same things.
Yeah,
that you
and
ran
I'm wondering
into.
if yeah, I'm wondering if it's just gonna be like vinegar with lemon juice in it, like
Yeah, exactly.
magic. Mm.
Well, I actually have my own all-purpose cleaner that it is going to be different because I have my own all-purpose cleaner with Castile soap that I use for everything.
Ooh.
And so I have been wanting to look into Castile soap because I've heard such good things about it. But
Yeah, but why?
yes, it's like, is it actually good or
Is it greening
okay?
up my act or is it green hooeying up my act?
Up my ass. Green hooing up my
Green
ass.
hooeying up my ass. That's correct. That's our sister podcast. It's the darkest timeline.
I love it.
Or maybe brother podcast because they never clean apparently. Men, come on.
Oh my god.
Sacrifice those lungs. Get on it.
Get to breathe in those fumes.
Yeah, if you could split it up, then you would only each be smoking half a pack of cigarettes a day.
No, didn't you say like 3 packs a day or 2
Yeah, I
packs?
mean it depended. They're like 20 cigarettes. I mean it was
Oh
just
my
it was a lot
god.
of
That's too
again.
many.
Yeah,
That's
it's
too
still
much.
one. That's
Yeah.
if it's comparable to the worst possible thing that we've ever done to ourselves as human beings, which right
Right.
now is cigarettes, but next month is going to be alcohol. It's
Right.
a bad thing, no matter what.
Totally. Can't wait to inform you on all-purpose cleaner. It's
Yeah,
going to be so fun.
I really want. Maybe we should do a mini episode on Amsterdam's actual sustainability.
Ooh.
If you
I
find it,
like
I mean, I
it.
don't want you to spend your vacation like investigating how green this city actually is, but like that might be cool.
Yeah, that would be super fun. I'll see what I can wrangle up.
Even just pictures of things that you were like, this is cool.
Yes. Oh yeah. Yeah. I can totally do that. And we can put it on our Instagram because my friend's house, they're like renting a house and it's just so different.
Yeah.
They have such smaller things.
Yes.
And it just makes more sense. Not everything makes more sense, actually. Some stuff is a little bit silly, but
yeah.
Most of it is just so much better. So, yeah, I'll take lots of pictures.
Yay. Okay, we'll have our little Amsterdam moment on Instagram, which our Instagram is greening up my act. Really easy to find.
Yep.
Please follow us there, and then you will get all of and you can communicate with us there too if you'd like. But
yeah, send us nice DMs.
Please.
Nothing unnice.
Please don't correct me about how wrong I am on my research. Because again, I think we've pointed out we're not scientists. We just know scientists.
Exactly. We're doing our best, everybody.
Just marketing writers.
But also, if you know things that are like, that's not right, tell us. Like, please.
Yeah, we do.
And we will correct
do corrections. Yeah.
Yeah.
If you can find how SC Johnson handles the production of Windex, and
please,
if it's toxic or not, we'd like to know.
Yeah, please send that our way. Okay. Well, hope you have a good one.
Yeah. Have a good night, Tiff.
Okay, bye.